Frank Fritz, the beloved co-host of American Pickers, was more than just a television personality. He was a passionate collector with a keen eye for rare and valuable items. Known for scouring America's backroads in search of antiques, Frank built an impressive collection over the years. But what many don't realize is that his collection includes some truly expensive and unique treasures. From rare motorcycles to valuable antiques, Frank surrounded himself with items that reflected both his passion and expertise. In this video, we're diving into some of the most expensive things Frank Fritz owned and the stories behind them. Frank's motorcycle collection, a lifelong passion. One of Frank Fritz's biggest passions was motorcycles. Over the years, he amassed a collection of nearly 40 motorcycles, many of which were rare and valuable. His love for motorcycles began in childhood, and he carried that passion throughout his life. Among his collection were vintage Harley-Davidson bikes, Indian motorcycles, and several custom-built choppers. Some of these bikes were worth tens of thousands of dollars, not just because of their age, but because they were limited editions or had been meticulously restored. Frank's dedication to motorcycles extended beyond just collecting. He loved riding them and often used his knowledge to help others identify valuable models. His motorcycle collection was not only a hobby, but a significant part of his financial assets. In addition to his collection, Frank often bought and sold motorcycles through his antique shop, further boosting his reputation as a savvy collector. His expertise in motorcycle restoration also added to the value of many of the bikes he owned, making them highly sought after by collectors and enthusiasts alike. Over the years, his motorcycles became one of his most prized and expensive possessions, reflecting both his passion and his eye for quality. Antique signs and Americana, a nostalgic collection. Frank had a knack for spotting valuable antique signs, which he frequently featured on American Pickers. His collection of vintage advertising signs, particularly those from the early 20th century, was one of the most impressive aspects of his inventory. Frank had everything from originals to rare Petroliana gas station collectibles that brought back memories of a bygone era. These signs were not only historically significant but also highly sought after by collectors, with some pieces valued at several $1,000s each. Frank's love for Americana shone through in this collection. As he often said, these pieces reminded him of simpler times in America's past. Many of these signs were discovered during his cross-country picking trips, adding unique stories to their value. From rusty, weathered gas station signs to bright neon lights from old diners, each item in Frank's collection carried a slice of American history. His ability to recognize the sentimental and monetary worth of these treasures made his collection one of the most nostalgic and valuable in the world of antiques, with some items appreciating significantly over time. Classic cars, a taste for rare vehicles. While motorcycles were his first love, Frank also had a collection of classic cars that was nothing short of impressive. He owned several vintage vehicles, including a 1931 Ford Model A and a 1960 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. These cars were more than just modes of transportation. They were works of art, each meticulously maintained and restored to their former glory. Frank often spoke about the thrill of finding a classic car that had been sitting untouched for decades and bringing it back to life. His collection also included a few more modern luxury vehicles, adding to the overall value of his automotive assets. Some of these cars were worth well over $50,000, making them some of the most expensive things he owned. In addition to their aesthetic and historical value, Frank's classic cars were highly prized by collectors and enthusiasts, which made them valuable investments. He loved the process of restoring these vehicles, often collaborating with skilled mechanics to ensure they were in pristine condition. Frank's attention to detail and passion for preserving automotive history turned his car collection into an impressive asset that contributed significantly to his net worth. Antique furniture. Curating a unique home. Frank's love for antiques extended to his personal living space, where he filled his Iowa farmhouse with one-of-a-kind furniture pieces from different eras. He had a particular affinity for Victorian-era furniture, including ornate wooden tables, chairs, and cabinets. Many of these pieces were purchased from estate sales or private collections, and their craftsmanship made them highly valuable. Frank appreciated the history behind each piece, often researching their origins and sharing the stories with others. Some of the antique furniture he owned was valued in the tens of thousands, especially rare pieces made by renowned craftsmen of the 19th century. Frank's home became a reflection of his deep appreciation for history, with each room showcasing a different era through its furniture and decor. His ability to find rare and valuable items transformed his farmhouse into a living museum, where every piece had a unique story. The attention to detail in curating his home not only added to its charm, but also significantly increased its overall value, with some pieces becoming standout investments in his extensive collection of antiques. Rare collectibles, from vintage toys to pop culture memorabilia. Frank's collection wasn't limited to just antiques and vehicles. He also had a soft spot for rare collectibles, including vintage toys and pop culture memorabilia. Over the years, he acquired original Star Wars action figures, tin wind-up toys from the 1950s, and even classic comic books. These items, often overlooked by casual collectors, were worth a small fortune to the right buyer. Frank's ability to spot these hidden gems made his collection truly diverse, and some of his rarest pieces were valued at over $10,000 each. His collection reflected his broad range of interests, from Americana to popular culture, showcasing his deep understanding of the collectible market. High-end watches, a taste for luxury. While Frank was known for his down-to-earth personality, he also had a taste for the finer things in life, including high-end watches. Among his collection were luxury brands like Rolex and Omega, with some watches worth tens of thousands of dollars. Frank appreciated the craftsmanship and precision that went into these timepieces, viewing them as both functional and beautiful. He was known to wear these watches during filming, adding a touch of sophistication to his otherwise rugged look. His collection of watches, though not as extensive as his motorcycles or antiques, was a testament to his appreciation for timeless luxury. Real estate. Frank's Iowa farmhouse. In 2010, Frank purchased a modest farmhouse in his home state of Iowa for $130,000. Over the years, the property appreciated and was worth about $165,000 by 2023. While not a sprawling estate, the farmhouse was an important part of Frank's life. It not only served as his residence, but also as a storage space for many of his prized collections, including his motorcycles and antique furniture. The property featured multiple garages and a barn, perfect for housing his growing inventory of rare finds. Frank loved the simplicity of his rural lifestyle and often spoke about how his home was a place where he could escape the hustle and bustle of his work life. Antique clocks and timepieces. Another notable part of Frank's collection was his array of antique clocks and timepieces. He had a particular interest in 19th century mantel clocks and grandfather clocks, which were known for their intricate designs and historical value. Many of these clocks were sourced from private estates and had been carefully restored to working condition. Frank enjoyed the challenge of finding clocks with original mechanisms still intact, and some of his rarest pieces were worth thousands of dollars. These timepieces were not only beautiful to look at, but also functional, and they reflected Frank's deep appreciation for historical craftsmanship. Vintage oil cans, a unique and valuable collection. One of Frank's more unique collections was his array of vintage oil cans. While this might seem like an odd thing to collect, Frank Fritz's life was filled with incredible finds and rare treasures. But beyond the material wealth, his passion for collecting and his love for history are what truly defined him. If you enjoyed learning about the expensive things Frank Fritz owned, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights into the lives of your favorite collectors and celebrities. Thanks for watching.